Hello and welcome to another video from the only channel that you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. In today's video, just going to be an update of what's going on here at Sustenance and Covering. And basically what I'm doing is I'm making a video just to test out a new camera. We've had a lot of technical difficulties lately. If you've watched my videos, you know that I had an issue with trying to synchronize the sound with the video. And the reason that that's an issue is because maybe 2 years ago I got into touch with one of my subscribers and we got to actually talking to one another on Skype. And he was German and he spoke very broken English, and he said, you know, for me it would be a lot easier if you would record your audio and your video separate so that it would be clearer, because cameras have a reputation for doing good with video but very poorly with audio, and that's just the fact of life. And I said, yeah, I'll check into that. Well, I wasn't going to check into that because I didn't want to spend $50 on an audio recorder. But he called me again and said, did you get an audio recorder yet? And at this point, I know I told him, yeah, I'll check into it. I hadn't checked into it. So I did check into it, and about that time, I started to have this relationship with YouTube that's a little different when I became whatever they call it. I don't even know. I think YouTube partner or something. And they would send me reports, or they sent me a link to where I could look at reports about my videos. And one of the things I noticed is they give you a report of every minute and where it's watched on the map. And I think at the time I tried to count them all, and it was like 200 countries. So the potential was there for people speaking a whole lot of languages other than English as a first language that had the same problem as my German friend. So I got an audio recorder. Well, that added a level of difficulty that I didn't enjoy, because where standing in front of a camera isn't that big of a deal, messing with technical junk, it really bothers me. And especially when you're trying to do it on the cheap, because the technical junk that you get is usually junk. I mean, worse than regular junk. And so that's one of the problems we had recently. Me and Usamas were having a problem synchronizing audio and video. Well, I figured out that the program I used to record Skype calls was simply too powerful for my computer, but I couldn't afford a computer at the time. So I made another video where it was just me in front of the camera with my audio gear, and the sound didn't sync with that either. Now, I had a couple of cameras. I had my little GoPro fakes, and I had my wife's camera, which is the one I normally use for video. And I had some old cameras that had a real terrible video. And I tried them all, and the sound wouldn't sync with any of them. So the least common denominator in that particular problem would have had to have been the audio recorder, because there's no way in the world that all of my cameras would be at the wrong speed, but my audio recorder would be at the right speed. So I saved my money, because audio recorder is about $100, at least the one I got. And the reason I got the one I got is one of my subscribers said, you know, you don't want to go back and get the same junk that already broke. The ultimate perfect audio recorder is a Tascam DR05. I think that's what it is. These are $300 audio recorders that now go for $65 or something like that. And they comes out to about $100 is what they really are now. And when I looked at some of the reviews, the thing about it, they've been making this thing for years and years, and you know, when you buy something that they've just been making for a month, every review is going to be good, because the people that are reviewing are people that open the box, they turned it on, they found out it works. Yes, it's wonderful. But when it's been around for about 5 years, you've got people that have had this thing for 2 or 3 years that will leave a comment about it broke after 6 months. And that's what happened with my other audio recorder. I had a Sony. It just broke. In fact, out of the box it was kind of quirky, and the quirks got worse and worse until finally, you know, it gave up the ghost. The Tascam that I got, as soon as I plugged it in, first time I tried it with one of my cameras, the audio and the video synced perfectly. So I knew that I had solved that problem. I just can't do the Skype calls because of my computer. So I started saving money for my computer. And I knew it would take me a few months, because I want to get about a $300 computer. No point in getting something with the same amount of power as the one I got. I need to get something like a gaming computer, like 8 megs of RAM and a quad-core processor. And I think if I had that, it would help me a lot with my editing, because video editing and gaming have similar, you know, they're similarly hungry in resources. And that's one of the problems with me coming out here and videotaping and then editing is I'll come out, and I know the editing program will take me an hour for a minute's worth of footage. So I'll come out and I'll stand in front of the camera. I go in the house. I set the editing to put the audio and the video together to make that clip. Come back out here, get back in, and I'll wait for the first editing to get over with. And it ends up kind of, it takes away your continuity, because in your mind, you can't do a 1 hour video over the course of a week and get it right, because you're going to start repeating yourself. You're going to forget the things you've already recorded. So the computer was on the list, but while I was waiting, while I was carefully saving up my money, I thought it'd be good, instead of borrowing my wife's camera every time I make a video, just to buy one like she had. And they haven't made these for a while. It was obsolete. Company had gone out of business. And so I figured I could get one pretty cheap, and I did like the camera. And so I bid on, I think, 5 of them. I bid $15 a piece on 5 cameras, thinking that way I don't have to go back and check eBay every night and up my bids. Just leave them all there. I'll win one of them, and if I don't, I'll do it all over again, because I don't have a computer to edit with. So we might as well go ahead and just go ahead and bid on all. And I did, and I won all 5 for $15, which I'm talking about $15 the cost of the camera plus the shipping. And these are some really good cameras, so I was happy. And I started looking into the cameras, what things I could do with them, what other stuff I could buy to go with them, and there really wasn't anything special. But I found out that they made several versions of the same camera, and one of them had ultra high definition. It had a very, very fast frame rate, and that's the one I'm using now. Now normally I do run all my videos through an editing program which changes what the final product is. The video I'm making right now, I'm just going to hook a computer to the camera and upload directly from the camera to YouTube, so that nothing changes, just to see what this looks like over YouTube, because YouTube never looks the same as the original video. Now I am doing this with each camera. I'm not going to make them all public. I'll just take and privately upload them so I can take a look at it myself. But I think what I may do is do every camera just a little 1-minute clip where I show me talking so you can hear the audio, and then kind of show still imagery through it, and then move the camera around to see what it looks like when the camera itself is moving. Because I really think that this camera for 15 bucks is an incredible camera, and I know that a lot of my subscribers would like to make their own videos, and I think that over the years of all the cameras I've ever had, this is the best one that I've ever actually done any work with. And they're just so cheap. I mean, you can get these all day long for $15. At least you could. I bid $15 on another batch of them, and I didn't get any of them. And now it's like every day, every night when I'm sitting in front of the TV, I'll go on eBay and just kind of look at what some of these are. And they've got the 720p version at 60 frames per minute. Then they've got another one that's 720 at 30 frames per minute. Then they've got a 480, and it's at 30. And another 480 that's 30, but it takes up less space. For some reason, a minute of video out of the oldest camera takes up half the space of the newer version of 480, which has the same frame rate. So I guess that has something to do with compression or some other technical thing I don't understand. But as time goes on, I'll go ahead and get that out, a video explaining the difference between all the cameras, and then maybe one little 1-minute video taken from each camera and uploaded to YouTube without any editing, just so you can see the difference in audio and video quality. Oh well, this particular camera only lasts about 30 minutes before the batteries go dead, and we'll talk about that if I make a video about these cameras. So I probably need to go ahead and shut up now and turn the camera off and start uploading. As always, if you do not want to survive, don't listen to me.